So chapter number 2 is a bar chart, or we call it a Gantt chart. Okay. As you know, my name is Professor Rafiq Muhammad Chaudhry. So let's move. We are going to start, inshallah, today with a simple definition for the bar chart. So defined as a graphical representation of project activities shown in a time-scaled bar lines with no links shown between the activities. That's a bar chart. It's a bar chart was developed by Henry Gantt in 1917. So that's why we call this bar chart on his name as Gantt charts. So this is a simple example of bar chart placing a slab on grade. It's like a basement, so we are having activities, clearing site, then excavation and foundation for the basement, and then casting slab on grade, okay, for the basement. Then it's framing and roofing, and then doing the interior finish for the slab on grade for the basement. Okay. So this is a simple bar chart that there is a time scale on x-axis in number of days, and on the y-axis we have shown the activities. So this is example 1 of showing a bar chart for placing of a slab on grade. Let's see, the another example is see the bar chart for placing slab on grade placed in 2 parts. So see here we have to excavate excavate and then form footing, fix the formwork for the footing, place rebars. Okay, so fix those rebars and then placing of concrete. Okay, so placing of concrete is in 2 steps. So like we have a stoppage and then we have done again. So then we remove the formwork for the first placing of concrete, and then strip formwork for the second part of placing of the concrete. So again, time on x-axis is given in number of days, okay, and then activities on the y-axis. It's another example of a simple bar chart, Gantt chart. So now another example, see example 3. So here we have we will be using these NTP, means Network Time Protocol, and BOCC award means Board of County Commissioner Award. Okay, so we have a design assignment like project development, design procurement, and then we have another activity as a network time protocol for the design. Then we complete like 30% design is complete and review for the 30% design, 60% design is complete, review of the 60% design, 90% design is complete, review of the 90% design, then next the final design. So then review of the final design, then it's like we are going to now when design is ready, so we are going to we have to select the contractor. So we are going to site selection and acquisition, and we are going to advertise the bid advertisement. So we have issued those documents, and contractor will submit the bid. So it's then bid opening day, bid will be opened, and then contract will be awarded. Okay, contract will be awarded, and then there is a construction will start. Okay. So this is the same simple bar chart example for a simple bar chart. Another example number 3. So it's this is like the output you can have from a Primavera, and we assign the durations. So it's start time and finish time. It shows the activities and the bar chart. So bar chart or Gantt charts, what are the advantages? So it's a time, as we have seen, it's a time-based scaled. So we scale the activities according to the time, and it's very simple to prepare. It's simple to read and interpret. So many project managers, they like bar charts. So can be more effective and efficient if CPM based. So if like when we work with Primavera, so we can see the bar chart view or we can see the network view. So it's a critical path method based. It is more effective. You can see the both views. Still, the most popular method, bar chart. A bar chart can be dashed to indicate work stoppage, where work stops. So as you have seen in the previous slide, that the work where the stoppage of complete. So then we can put a dotted line. uh, can be loaded with other information, like we can include other information in the budget, like man hours, other resources, or we can build it as as built, or uh, like this. We can have as built or as planned, so we can do comparison, these kind of things. We can add more information in the bar chart. So disadvantages, some of the disadvantages of the bar chart. So it's usually, simple bar chart does not show the logic as we can see in the network diagrams. But some computer program, they show the link or logic from one activity to the other. So we call them barnet. But sometimes if we add too many information, so it looks complicated and confusing. So it's not practical for projects with too many activities. Bar chart, we prepare for simple bar charts. We can use bar chart to show a small group of activities or subnet some part, or we can make a summary of the schedule. So usually we do for simple projects, we use the bar chart. So it's let's see, barnet, if these activities they are connected, connected bar chart is referred as a barnet. Okay? So we will show the example. So there is a gas station project. If we take the gas station project, activities or the work breakdown structure consists of 8 activities. We will see on the next slide. So total duration of the project is 20 weeks. And when we will see the next slide, so we will see that there is a erect building structure, like the walls of the building. So when these are ready, so after this activity, so we can start 2 activities after building structure is complete. So we can start 2 activities together: exterior finishes and construct roof. Activity number 4 and 5, exterior finishes and construct roof. So these 2 activities can be started together. So similarly, there is a when we see that bar chart in the next slide, so we will see that activities number 1, 2, and 3, they are complete by the end of week number 10. So see, but we have explained in the previous slide that activities number 1, 2, and 3, they are complete by the end of week number 10. Okay? That 3 activities are complete, and then when this building structure is complete, so this activity building structure is complete, so then we can have 2 activities together. We can also work on the exterior finishes, or we can work on the construct roof. Okay. So these when this activity is complete, we can start interior floor slabs inside, and then interior finishes, and then electrical mechanical works. So these dotted line shows that there is a free float available with the project manager. We can complete this activity number 4 within 3 days, or we can delay for some days or complete at a later stage, because there is a free float is available with us. So this is like a total 20-week schedule for the 8 activities of a gasoline station project. And it shows the barnet. So why we call it barnet? Because activities are connected with these arrows. So when this activity complete, then this will start. So they are connected with the arrows, and that's why we call it, it's a barnet. Okay. Barnet schedule for a small gas station project or gasoline station project. So let's move next. We are going to discuss a WBS, work breakdown structure. A work breakdown structure is a deliverable-oriented decomposition of a project into smaller components. Okay, so it's a work breakdown structure is a key project deliverable that organizes the team's work into manageable sections. Okay. So it is a hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work to be carried out by the project team to accomplish the project objectives and to create the required deliverables. So see first, like whenever we start making schedule with the Primavera, so we have to decide the WBS first. Okay. So in the next slide, we will put example for a home construction project, how we are going to divide it into WBS. Say for example, if a building, so I will explain the next slide, because if a building, so we can divide in the foundation work or structural frame, and then we can divide again, there is a piling work or excavation or pile cap, we can divide, separate the pile cap up to the lower level, fixing of reinforcement, fixing of formwork, casting of concrete, and even the steel reinforcement, we can separate that in more detail, like preparing the shop drawing, or cut and fabricate those rebars. So these kind of things we can first we have to make the WBS, and then under the WBS we will assign the activities and the durations. So WS for a small building project, a line between here they are going to show that when we go on the next slide, so you will see that a line between piling and re-steel cannot be included, because re-steel has a pile cap as its parent. Okay. So I will explain, re-steel has a pile cap as its parent, so it's so because that re-steel is belongs to the pile cap, and it's not belong to the piling. Okay, so it's that's why we cannot connect with the piling work. So let's see in the next diagram. Here is the level one is the building. Okay, and then building we have the site clearing, and then foundation, structural framework, and other work of the building. So if we go at the third level, like foundation, we split the foundation into more activities. We could have a pile excavation or piling work, and then pile cap, etc. So foundation work. And now we are not splitting piling, but above the piling there is a pile cap, for the, like say for example a bridge construction. So for the foundation, above the piling there is a pile cap for the foundation. So pile cap we are going to split into more activities. Like there is, we are fixing the re-steel, we are fixing the formwork for pile cap, and then we are fixing the concrete, casting the concrete for the pile cap. Okay. And now this reinforcement or re-steel for the pile cap. So if we split this into more detail at level 5, so you can see that we are having the shop drawing for the reinforcement, and how we have to cut and fabricate, bend those steel rebars, and how we will deliver those bars on site, and then place the concrete in that foundation. Okay. So this re-steel is, we cannot connect, because this re-steel means re-steel of the pile cap. It is not a re-steel of the piling work. So we cannot connect piling with this re-steel. This re-steel means it's a reinforcement of the pile cap that will come above the piling. So this is like how we are going to make a WBS at building at lower level. Okay, so we can go make WBS like in this. This is the output of Microsoft MS project. So here you see that this is like a construction of house. Okay, construction of, we have going to split this into civil works. This is WBS civil works, and then we have another WBS is electrical work and plumbing work, side works, and finishing works. Okay. So now under the civil works we have excavation and foundation work, we have the dam proof course, we have superstructure, and then we have the roofing and plastering and flooring. Okay, so these are civil works. Then electrical work, there is a conducting, conduiting, wiring, then fixtures of those lights. And similarly, plumbing work include piping and connections. Okay. Then we have side works. So there is a boundary wall for there is a gate, there is a lawn, and then there is a driveway. So finishing work, there is a wood work, there is a paint work, there is a tile work inside washroom or in the kitchen. So this is the way that we have made. So under these like civil works, this black line shows the summary of the civil works. Okay, it's another electrical work. So this black line also shows the summary of these electrical work. Okay. So we don't assign any duration to these WBS. We assign duration to the activities under the WBS. Like plumbing work. So this is a summary of the plumbing work and side work. This is a summary of the side works, and this is summary of the finishing work. Okay, so all this we can contract when we work with the computer, so we can contract and we can expand, you know, so it will just look like a construction of a house. So summary of the construction of a house, it will be like 211 days work. Civil works will take 176 days. It's all summary of the civil works. Similarly, electrical work 58 days, plumbing work 50 days, and side works 149 days, finishing work 211 days. So this is like first we prepare the assign the WBS, and under the WBS we assign make activities and we assign duration to those. So by this way we prepare the schedule. Inshallah, when you will practice on Primavera, inshallah, you will get the idea how to work with these things, and also we assign the calendar to the each activities. So we decide the calendar, you know, working days. If we work on, suppose in Saudi Arabia, we don't work on Friday or Saturday. So it's 5 days a week. We can set the calendar, you know. So it's a WBS and schedule for a house construction project. Let's move to the next. So there are, as I mentioned, there are many software for scheduling. So maybe we can use MS Project or Primavera P6. So Primavera is a database software, and Microsoft Project is a file-based. Okay, but when Primavera is is a more powerful software, it's a database. So once you complete one project, that data you can use in the next project. It's it will prepare, and there are also existing projects available. So there is a lot of information that we can reuse that database. You know, it's not only the file that then when project file is finished. You know, so it's let's move forward. More about bar charts. Bar charts can be loaded with many types of information, such as we can load with the as built in comparison to as planned. So we will put an example of this, inshallah. Or also we can show early versus late dates without or with float. Okay, so we can show these kind of things. We can also show S curve, cumulative and incremental budget. We can show manpower, man hours, or we can also show percent work complete by bar charts. Okay. So, but the thing is, too much data loading for bar charts will defeat its purpose of being simple. You know, so if we add too much data, so then those bar charts will not be any more simple. You know, so here this is like we are loading the bar chart with man hours for construction of a 4-story building. So on this side we have man hours 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 7,000 cumulative, and here is the foundation. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, and then roof, and finish the site. Okay, so we can have load these bar chart with the man hours. Let's see another example. So next example, we are going to compare as built with as planned. Okay, for that, because the structure that we are going to talk is like in USA they build a lot of wooden roof or steel structure. So in Saudi Arabia also there is a scenario like workshop for the vehicles. So they have these kind of frames, column, and they call it rafters, and then this side is like black. We put purlins. We call it purlins. Okay, and then so there is a let's say in the sheathing, this we call it sheathing above the purlins. The truss we put sheathing, that will cover the roof. Here also like a solid decking, solid decking is sheathing actually. And then there is a for waterproof we put felt layer, and then this is again rafters. And then at the top, those tiles that people can see different colors, maybe red color or pink color or many colors people use. We call it shingles, shingles. Okay. So with this information, there are others also, but this is enough to explain the bar chart. So what the bar chart is, a loaded bar chart. There is a bar chart for as planned and as built activities. Okay, dash line is the expected actual curve. So here we have the see as planned, the green curve, and blue is the as built. So then work done is up to data date is up to this point, and then expected as built is completed this way. So see, the activities are remove old roof. Okay, so we have to like replace rotten rafters. So damaged rafters we have to replace. And then install sheathing. Okay, the main like above the purlins or above those rafters we put the sheathing, the main cover for the roof. And then for felt is to install felt, it's a waterproofing material that we prevent water penetration. So felt, and above top we put the shingles. Okay, the tiles of different colors, red color or pink color or whatever, gray color or the sloping roof that you can see, usually in those areas where a lot of snow falls, so we build these kind of canopy type roof so that snowfall can go down, automatically. So then has the cleanup. Okay, so here is the like percent complete. Okay, how much percent complete work can be shown by these bar chart. How much is this is our planned, and this is blue is the as built. Okay, so as planning was little short, but as built is taking it longer. So for the first activity like remove the old roof. Okay. So similarly for the other activities, so with this, like we have completed this simple chapter about introduction to the bar charts. Okay, introduction. Inshallah, we will continue with the other chapters. Chapter number 3 will be more interesting. So inshallah, we will within next couple of days we will upload the chapter number 3 for this construction planning and scheduling. So we are going to cover this course, construction. Some people call it construction planning, or some people call it construction planning and scheduling. But it's mainly if you go through this course, so you will learn how to plan your project and how to schedule your project, and it will provide all the theoretical background to working with as a planning engineer or working on Microsoft project, or especially on the Primavera. So with this, thank you very much for your attention. Inshallah, we will continue to with the rest of the chapters. So at the end, allow me to say kafara majlis. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Thank you very much. See you next time.